Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday morning. So, hope everybody had fun last night. And again, congratulations to Don for winning there. Uh, and again, thank you for everybody for participating last night. To those of you guys that were new coming in, checking out the live stream for the first time, welcome. And of course, thank you to Elliot and the folks at Wellbots for everything they've done for the community here. All right. So let's get into the PsyOps, psychological operation, that's being performed on all of us like crazy. Okay. In the news in the last 24 hours, you've seen the stories on the Russian military is pulling out of Kiev and the Ukrainians are screaming, hey, look, we're fighting them back, we're winning, all this sort of stuff. To which I say, bullshit. Okay. And I'm going to go through a few points here. The way things are getting reported to the media or through the media to Europe, to the US, to the Western world, to everything of the sort, and especially to the Ukrainian refugees that are hitting the rest of Europe, pride is something that is very important to any nationality. Okay. You always want to be proud of, your country. We're winning. We're winning. Nobody ever goes to the Olympics and says, you know, I'm just happy to be here. The ones that say that to you are completely lying. Okay. It's, they want to win. Okay. So you need to remember this. Zelensky is being a master manipulator in all of this, manipulating the rest of the world into giving him money. Now, if you know, a couple of weeks back, Zelensky signed into law a lot of the stuff that the World Economic Forum is pushing for: social credit scores, universal basic income, digital identities, vaccine passports, and he also has legalized cryptocurrency. All right. Now, the reason that's important is because this is a way for people to send them money. Gimme, 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 gimme. All right. So far, he's taken in over $63 million in cryptocurrency. Okay. Just to give you an idea. Not that that's a ton of money on a government level, but it's $63 million that people have given to him. And all you see every day, and I'm assuming this is like this in other countries as well, but at least here we're seeing it in the United States. Everybody with their little blue and yellow pocket squares, or whatever, and to donate to Ukraine, do all this sort of stuff. We're being played, not only by Ukraine but also by the Russians. Okay, and I'm not saying they're in cahoots, not by any means. We're being played by both of them, and both of them are trying to suck everybody else dry. All right, this is all it is. So what you got going on now is Russia is pulling back their troops from northern Ukraine, out of the Kiev region and everything of the sort. Okay, and everybody's going, look, we're fighting them back, and all this sort of stuff. All right, no. Mind you this, Kiev is the ultimate target for Russia. It is, the mother of all historical cities in what you'd call the former Soviet Republic. Okay, it's, the oldest city in the former empire. It's a personal victory, if you will, for Putin. So don't think by a long shot that Russia's abandoning taking over Ukraine. I explained to you guys yesterday the whole deal with Poland and everything. The ultimate objective is to wipe Ukraine off the map and just make it part of Russia again. There's no question about this. What the issue that you have is, and U.S. intelligence, at least the Pentagon, has called it repositioning. Well, the Ukraine is saying they're winning. They're winning. Fortunately, some of the people in the Pentagon aren't that stupid. Remember, Russia planned to go in and win in 3 days. That was it. Okay, there was going to be nothing to it. Russia's sent in, we all know this one too, older military equipment. Okay, T-64s, T-72s, 50-year-old, 60-year-old tanks. Okay, where are the T-80s, where are the T-90s? Okay, the most recent, highly technical armament and equipment that they have. They haven't used that. All right. So they've got to re-strategize. And so they're going to back out, and they are still fighting full force in Lugansk and Donetsk. They are still fighting full force coming up from the southern border. They're just going to bring it in and go in with a heavier hit all at once. Now, there is speculation in the Russian media that the Russians are moving multiple brigades of troops and equipment from the Russia-China border to Ukraine. That'll take about a month for that to all get there. So this is time to regroup, bring more equipment in, because remember, with this fight going on for a month already and nobody expecting it, Russia's certainly not expecting it to last this long, they've depleted their equipment, all right? Less missiles, less mortars, less shells, obviously lost tanks, personnel, et cetera, et cetera. And Ukraine obviously has done the same. So both sides need to back off, regroup, resupply, and go at it again. Now, Russia doesn't do it on their own. Zelensky's going to beg for more free stuff. So that's where that's going. All right. Now, where it gets more worrisome, and there's been a lot of talk of Putin being in a bunker in the Urals. Some of the higher level members of the Duma which is the equivalent basically of the Russian Senate, okay, hiding out in bunkers in the Urals and moving out of Kyiv. Now, we know that we can't trust what Russia says. For the longest time, Putin said he wasn't going into Ukraine, and then he did. Okay. For the last month, nuclear has been on the table. All of a sudden, Russia says, under no circumstances will we use it. Okay. Personally, I don't believe him. And apparently, not a whole lot of other places do either. Romania came out yesterday and started distributing iodine pills to their entire population. Interesting, huh? Why do you distribute iodine pills? Because of the threat of nuclear war. Not saying this is in the plans. This is kind of speculation, but you pull all the Russian troops out of Kyiv. Kyiv is the ultimate goal, if you will. Take down the capital city, take down the government. The rest of the country will kind of fall. Look at World War II. It wasn't take down Munich. It wasn't take down Hamburg. It was, we got to get Berlin. Okay. Same thing. Pull out all the Russian troops. Now let's say we hit Kyiv with massive missile strike, potentially a small missile strike, potentially a small nuclear missile strike. Okay. That's what Romania thinks. Don't know about Slovakia or Hungary or any of the Poland or any of the other border countries as at this point, if they're doing anything the same, but Romania is. What do they know that we don't? Don't know. Don't get swooped up by the media telling you, oh, it's close to over. The talks in Istanbul are all going well, because we hear every week, oh, the talks are going well, they're closer to a ceasefire, and then 12 hours later, we didn't do anything. The media is trying to hype this. Some media, not the U.S. The U.S. media is hell-bent for leather on going to war. But, everybody's trying to downplay this. The thing we, as preppers, need to worry about more than anything else is apparently there was a massive cyber attack on Moscow yesterday, okay, hitting government offices, hitting the foreign ministry, hitting military, hitting media outlets, hitting critical infrastructure. And Russia has said that this was done not only by Ukraine, but because of the sophistication, it was done by the U.S. Okay. Also said it was done by, as they put it, anonymous hacking groups. Okay. Which, anonymous. But as they said, because of the sophistication, the U.S. Retaliation is almost inevitable. I mean, the FBI has warned us about cyber attacks here over the last week. A lot of us have said chances are it's a false flag. Okay. It could have been saying, oh, we're going to get it, so let's preemptively do it to Russia. There's very possible going to be a day here in the near future, you're going to go to the ATM and your bank card's not going to work. You're going to get up in the morning and your bathroom light's not going to work. Something like that. The power's not going to go on. The gas pump, the Colonial Pipeline thing. Just be prepared for that. Okay? Have some cash back. Have whatever fuel source you need. Fortunately, we're not in the dead of winter anymore. We're coming out of it. It's coming into spring, so heat isn't going to be as crucial. But, have some cash, have some fuel, make sure you've got your food, everything of the sort. Make sure the cars are tanked up. Make sure you've got some backup gas for the cars, whatever you need. Because if there is any cyber attack, and who knows what could potentially be hit in a retaliation attack, okay, it's not going to be, oh, gee, the electric company's going to come out and you'll have your power on in a couple hours. It could be a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months, okay? You look at some of these hospitals that got attacked. We had a hospital had a cyber attack here in Knoxville. It took them about a year to get the computers back. Just think about that, guys. It could be the long haul. So, a lot of ifs in there, but that's what we do. We plan for the ifs. We certainly don't fall into the trap of, oh, whatever the mainstream media tells us is true, because the mainstream media tells us what they want us to know. It's up to us to go out and figure out the truth. Okay? All the news that's fit to print, right? Democracy dies in darkness. Our media, yeah, they keep us in the dark. They want us to. As long as you follow the narrative, you're okay. God forbid if you're an independent thinker. Sorry. I like using the squirrel cage. Pinball out.